Welcome to the motherfucking relay. We're covering today's top boxing news.
Okay, we'll start with this. The latest from 360 Boxing Promotions, highly touted female sensation, Right Hook Roxy, faces off against Mexican veteran Perla La Princesa Lomeli. In the super bantamweight division for a contest scheduled for 8, it goes down Friday, October 3rd, at the Chuma Casino, live on UFC Fight Pass. Rumor has it that ESPN is trying to purchase UFC Fight Pass, and so fights like these may end up on an even bigger platform. Big opportunity for fighters like Mizuki Hiruta, who also boxes under the 360 Promotions banner, and of course,
Roxy.
Iana Verduzco, otherwise known as Right Hook Roxy, 5-0 with 1 KO, 24 years old, who boxes out of the southpaw stance, hence the name, Right Hook Roxy, who will be squaring off against 24-year-old Perla Lomeli, who sports a professional record of 7 wins with 5 losses, no draws, 1 knockout, having never been knocked out in 12 professional bouts. Last in action earlier this month on the 9th, opposite the ring, unbeaten Chanel Butler, who won a unanimous decision against Perla over 6. Perla is only 2 for 4 in her last 6. She's only won 2 of her last 6 fights, and she's coming right off a loss, scheduled to fight yet another unbeaten fighter. So you know what kind of opponent this is, you know what kind of fight this is for Iana Verduzco. It is a developmental fight, it is a bring-along fight. I remember seeing Perla last year in October opposite the ring Puerto Rico zone, Crystal Rosado. Crystal beat her, and so I think Iana Verduzco is going to beat her. Iana Verduzco, who was last in action in June of this year opposite the ring, Celine Roman, who she decisioned. Before that, she was in action in April and in January. She's been busy. Would seem she's making up for lost time, having only fought once last year. She's been quite proactive this one, as this upcoming fight will be her 4th fight this calendar year. The benefits of pairing up with 360 Promotions, who also promotes Mizuki Hiruta, like I said, 360 Promotions and Tom Loeffler are a well-to-do promotional outfit that at minimum can help a young fighter stay busy and stay active. If it's such a foregone conclusion that Iana is going to beat Perla, then what is the point? What is the point in the fight, you ask? Remember, you have to develop a fighter gradually. 4-rounders, 6-rounders, 8-rounders, and subsequent 10-rounders. Iana Verduzco, as talented as she is, she hasn't fought in a 10-rounder yet. She has to be built up to be able to. Fighters, even very talented ones like Iana, have to be built up over time, gradually. They have to learn to pace themselves over the long haul. Not everybody you hit hard is going to fall down right away. And when they don't, you need to know what to do. That's what fights like this are for. And Iana only has 5 of them. She's been making her way down to the super bantamweight division gradually. She started off as a lightweight, I believe it was, and made the transition from feather down to super bantam. Super bantam, where Ellie Scottney holds 3 of the 4 major titles, and Mayeli Flores has the other. It'll be a while before Iana Verduzco challenges for an alphabet title, and thus, I don't think she's on a collision course with them. But by the time she's ready, Ellie Scottney and Mayeli Flores may have moved up and moved on, because it's gonna be a while before she's ready to fight for a belt. Though even in their absence, this would remain a very deep division. This also happens to be where unbeaten Micaiah Krebs of Niagara Falls campaigns, where Johanna Wanyu of France, but based out of the United Kingdom, she's unbeaten as well, very talented. There are actually a lot of young, talented up-and-comers in this division, to where even when Ellie and Mayeli move on, it's gonna stay a deep, dangerous division for Iana. For now, the task at hand, the Perla Lomeli fight, yeah, I expect Iana Verduzco to beat her. It's just a question of, does she outpoint her, or does she go for the gusto and try to stop her? Iana Verduzco, very easy on the eyes, with a fan-friendly style. I think she's got a high ceiling, this one, but not just a high ceiling in terms of a fighter, but marketability, and not every fighter has that. Look forward to seeing her fight. in October. And now for what is fast becoming one of the most popular segments here on the channel, Ring IQ Hate Mail. In the comment section under my previous video about Gervonta Davis and his joke fight with Jake, a guy who goes by the name Bozo Banton. Bozo was mad. Bozo said, "No one listens to the first 10 minutes of these videos."
You just did. Gervonta Davis' segment was in the first 10 minutes of that video.
Stop being a hater. You wish you had the fan base that Davis has. That's why you're mad.
No, I don't wish a bunch of twinks fantasized about having sex with me like you fantasize about having sex with Gervonta.
Is it because you are in your living room hating another man, it's either gay, racist, or jealous?
I don't understand the question. What I do understand is this is not his first rodeo. This is a guy who periodically comes here and leaves angry comments every time I talk about Gervonta, but he keeps coming back to hear them.
Why?
He keeps coming back for more.
Why?
The short answer is because I hit a nerve. The short answer is because my commentary, it can't be debated, it can only be discussed. Everything I said was a matter of fact.
Everything you said was a matter of opinion.
The only opinion I expressed is that I don't want to see Gervonta Davis in a joke fight, but apparently you do if you're this mad at me for saying so.
Why are you mad?
Many such angry comments just like that when he said, "You and this pathetic channel will never prosper because you keep a bunch of your minions around. I used to watch this channel until I realized how racist this channel is."
Used to watch this channel? You're still watching this channel, jackass.
If you're getting it like that, why do you still sit in the front room like a squatter?
Well, where do you want me to do these live streams? In the shower? I bet you would.
There's more where that came from. Bro said he's got 22,000 subscribers, yet never has more than 2,000 views. It's almost like the other 20,000 don't actually exist.
This is what these emotional types do. This feminine response. When they can't debate the talking points you raise, they start taking attacks at you, taking shots at you.
He's taking shots at this channel because every video doesn't have 22,000 views on it, even though the channel has 22,000 subscribers. But if you go over to Seconds Out, which is an even bigger, much bigger, and much older channel than this one, Seconds Out has approximately 865,000 subscribers.
That's a lot. That's almost 1 million.
But look at the metrics for the recent videos. 3,000, give or take 3,000 here, 2,000 there. Not 865,000 for every video. And sometimes, some videos get even less than that, in spite of the subscriber count. Now maybe, just maybe, it's because this is nuanced and not everybody is interested in every subject.
I mean, look at you. The only subject you're interested in is Gervonta. That's the only time you say anything.
God forbid I say anything about his little man crush. He's gonna throw a tantrum, then call me a racist. Just point out the racist part. Point out what racist thing I said about Gervonta's joke fight with Jake. Am I supposed to be celebrating? Because apparently you are.
Go get your money, Gervonta. Your children can't eat belts.
You know who made a lot of money fighting for belts? The guy who makes more money than Gervonta, Canelo Alvarez. In fact, unbeknownst to most, there are actually quite a few guys out there that make more money than Gervonta, and a good number of them, in fact most of them, fight for belts. They don't use their children as an excuse not to.
Because they have ability. They don't need all that protection, like Gervonta does.
You got that, Sassy Susie? I'm here for boxing, not to worry about Gervonta Davis's bank account. You say nobody watches the first 10 minutes of these videos, but I guarantee you, you're gonna watch this, and a lot of other people are too, all before the 10-minute mark.
Because you're predictable and stupid.
So stupid, you don't know how stupid you are. You say you used to watch this channel while giving it away that you're still watching this channel, obsessing about this channel, how many metrics it gets, and whatever I say. You hang off my every word.
Did I hit a nerve?
I've a habit of doing that. It's my penchant for telling the truth, even though the truth itself is often unpopular, which is why I understand understand that there are bigger and much more popular boxing channels in the YouTube boxing space than this one, but that only makes it more peculiar that you keep coming here.
To hear what I have to say and then moan about it like somebody asked you. Like somebody put a gun to your head and said, hey, watch this video.
What are you on your period? You make yourself mad with the stuff you're doing. If you don't like me and you don't like this channel, you shouldn't come here as much as you do, but you will.
Because you're stupid.
And because I hit a nerve. You can't address any of the talking points I raised because you know it's all true.
Know it?
All you can do is make baseless accusations about bigotry and racism as if you're some kind of freedom fighter. You couldn't fight your way out of a wet paper bag, you bitch.
Little bitch.
Another noodle neck twink sagging his pants to show everybody in Gen Pop the inside of his asshole.
You ain't here for boxing, you're here for leg tattoos.
Now polishing purses, that's why you're skin in the game. Ain't even who Gervonta Davis is fighting and whether or not they're good and whether or not it's a good fight. Your skin in the game is his bank account. So what do? Throw yourself around your crummy apartment pretending you're counting his money for him? The nerve of him getting mad at me because I'd rather see Gervonta fight Shakur.
Or at minimum, run it back with Lamont before you decide to bend the knee to Jake.
Ouch.
Lamont must have scared you so much that you want to call it a career early. You want to hurry up and get out of here.
That's right, Boston Bozo. Gervonta Davis is Jake Paul's bitch.
And you're mine. Because no matter what you say, you're going to come back, you're going to watch my video.
You can't help it. Guys like me make it harder for guys like you to lie to yourselves. That's why you're obsessed with us. But as far as me being mad, what have I got to be mad about? I said this was going to happen. I literally said this was going to happen. And for me, this is cause for celebration. What this joke fight heralds is the end of Gervonta Davis's career. It's not likely he's going to keep boxing after this, which also means it's not likely I'm going to bump into you or any other guys like you.
This is a boxing channel.
And you twinks ain't real boxing fans. So as soon as your false idol is out of here, you are too.
Bitch.
Hasta luego, and I won't be seeing you, dipshit.
He ain't get knocked out. Look, where the evidence is supporting that? Where is the evidence supporting that? Just because y'all think he light in the ass, that y'all think that's just it? Man, y'all better do y'all research, man. Do your research. Come with some evidence. I'm about to let y'all know right now. Shit, just pay attention. If Skull, right, can hold Canelo to 152 punches thrown in an entire 12-round fight, 152 punches, you don't think Crawford can? You don't think Crawford can? You don't think Crawford can go the distance with Canelo Alvarez?
Not really, no. William Skull is a naturally bigger man than Terrence Crawford. He's not new to the super middleweight division. He's been there the whole time, whereas Terrence hasn't.
You know, William Skull stands in at about 5'11", close to 6 feet tall.
Bigger body, bigger frame than Terrence Crawford. Several years younger than Terrence Crawford also. And he wasn't coming off a year of inactivity.
This is not a good parallel, Tim.
The guy you're bringing up, and whatever he did, costed him the fight. So if you're saying that Terrence can do what William can do, William lost.
Then I guess Terrence can too.
If Charlo, 154-pounder, can go up to 168 pounds, respect Charlo's skills, but he ain't got Crawford's skills. If he can go 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez, you don't think Crawford can go 12 rounds with him?
Maybe. Maybe he can. If he runs like Jermell Charlo ran and how William Skull ran, then maybe he can. But if he does what they did, he'll lose, Tim, because they lost. And these are all naturally bigger, younger fighters than Terrence. You talk about Jermell being a 154, exactly.
Jermell Charlo was a bona fide 154-pounder. He wasn't new to that weight like Terrence was new to that weight. Terrence only has one fight there.
Jermell was tantamount to a career junior middleweight, and when he moved up for Canelo, he spent the whole fight on his bike, him and his 6-foot frame.
Bigger than Terrence, younger than Terrence.
Once again, Tim, I'm hearing you out. I really am. I'm listening. But these are not good examples of why Terrence is supposed to win this fight.
Oh, damn. Let me go even further. If Jaime Munguia, you could throw a penny in the ring, it's going to hit him. You could throw a dime in the ring, it's going to hit him. You could throw a feather in the damn ring, it's going to hit him. it's going to hit him. If he can go 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez, you don't think Crawford can go 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez?
It's another young guy who's bigger than Terence Crawford, Tim. Many years younger than Terence, and bigger. Where Terence Crawford had just arrived to the junior middleweight division last year, Jaime Munguia hasn't been able to make that weight in years because he's that much bigger than a Terence Crawford. What you're not factoring into the equation is size, Tim. While none of these guys are as skilled or as decorated as Terence, they are noticeably bigger, so they can take the punches, they can take the punishment, and go 12.
But Terence is new to the weight, he's 37 years old, he hasn't fought in over a year, has no experience up there.
I got another one. I got another one. If Berlanga, if Berlanga can go 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez, beat on his chest, beat on his own chest, and go 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez, you don't think Crawford can go 12 rounds with Alvarez, with Canelo?
But is that all he's trying to do here, Tim? Go 12 with Canelo, that's it? Is that the goal? Or is he trying to win the fight? Because if it's just about going 12, he might be able to do that if he hauls ass. Like those guys hauled ass. All of those guys that hauled ass were bigger, younger men than Terence Crawford. So what does that tell you?
This little guy, Canelo, must hit really fucking hard, because all these guys that are bigger than he is and younger than he is are struggling to manage the distance, and they won't dare sit with him in the pocket. When you talk about Edgar had to weigh 195 if he wasn't 200 pounds on the night.
And all 200 of him was on his bike the entirety of the fight, moving away from the noticeably smaller fighter. See, if you could have dominated him with your size, you would have. If you could have imposed it, the reason you didn't is because this guy hits hard. Now, what you want me to believe is a guy who's got no fights at this weight, hasn't fought in a year, is smaller than not only those guys, but he's actually smaller than Canelo. You want me to believe that he's the one who's going to dominate him because of his skills. Let me tell you a little story, Timmy.
Tim, do you remember what happened to Jorge Linares when he moved up to 140? He fought a journeyman, a gatekeeper in Pablo Cano.
Jorge Linares had already been a champion at 3 weights, and he was going for 4 at 140. And he bumps into Pablo, who's little more than a gatekeeper.
And guess what?
What?
Pablo kept the gate. He beat the brakes off of Jorge Linares. You understand that? Wrapped him up in a round.
Jorge was the more decorated fighter going in, the more skilled fighter going in, but the size, Tim, the size and the power was too much. Now you're going to say that Terence Crawford is a lot better than a Jorge Linares, and then I'm going to say, well, Canelo is a lot better than a Pablo Cano. Now if he wants to do what those other guys did, Tim, the guys that you mentioned, the ones who all went 12, he can, but he won't win.
Because he's not just there to go 12, is he? Is he?
If he runs for dear life, he can do that, but that won't win him the fight.